Scotland and iPlayer. Saturday night here on BBC Scotland, and it's the hottest goss from this week. Go on then, David. What's the scoop?
Roll out the red carpet, it's time for the edit. I'm David Farrell, this is the edit, so let's see what's making the cut this week. Keeping their eye on the ball, Edinburgh band Swim School tell us why EA Sports is propelling them into the big league. Well, what a week it's been for Naughty's nostalgia. Big Brother's back on our screens, and we're delighted to see that a Scot is bringing us the best of the drama and also showing that power pop sisterhood is alive and kicking. Beyoncé showed that her support for Taylor Swift hasn't diminished since Can You Gate, with an appearance at the launch of her Eras Tour movie. Now, our first guests, Edinburgh three-piece Swim School, may not have hit those giddy heights of fame yet, but their appearance on the soundtrack for the video game phenomenon formerly known as FIFA, could be about to change all of that. And Frankie Allen went to meet them in the studio.
The song itself is about not really caring what people think, because like we've experienced it as we're becoming more of an established band. It's a lot of people kind of turn their backs on you or feel like they can kind of make digs at you, or like, I don't know, they seem to think that you have an ego before you actually even have an ego, you know what I mean? So we kind of wrote Bored about not getting hate, but basically people trying to bring you down.
So how did you feel when your track Bored was added to the EAFC 24 official soundtrack?
I've played that game since I was a little boy. Like, we all say as well, even if you guys didn't play it or whatnot, you know that bands are discovered on that.
Yeah.
Like, I've got so many bands over the years, like from my childhood, that I've been obsessed with because I've heard them on that game. So for us to be potentially that for someone else is just like unreal.
It unlocks like just another fan base as well. Like, you know, you like people who probably would never discover us, you know, like off their own back. Now know the song Bored, so
we've had
cool.
we've had loads of like we've had an amazing response to it. Like a lot of people saying that it's their favourite song on the soundtrack, and that they discovered it through FC24 and whatnot. And it's just, and I think for me personally, like I don't really play video games, but I know how much of a big deal it is. And it's not until you kind of bump into people and they're like, no way that you're on like EAFC24, and I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, I don't really know much about it, but yeah, I am. And it kind of puts it into perspective of like just kind of like how well we are actually doing.
What was it like when you first got fans? Was it like a pinch me moment?
Doing the Inhaler shows and the Lovejoy shows, we've gained a lot of amazing fans from that. Even at Tenement Trail last weekend, there was like fans wearing our merch and waiting, and it's just like, we used to do that for the bands we love, so the fact that fans are doing that for us now is just, it's crazy. I don't think we'll ever get used to it as well.
Yeah.
Have you had any maybe not so positive experiences?
I think the only negative experience we've had is just like male sound engineers, really. That's the only like people that we've kind of come across that just seem to have a problem with me in particular. But that's why I wrote Delirious. So it was last festival season, and it was just like show after show after show I was getting like the sound engineer coming up to me and basically telling me like I'm not good enough, or my voice wasn't strong enough, or basically anything I did, he'd have the guy, and it was all guys really, he'd always have a problem with it, but they always like came up to me when I was by myself. Not the boys were like, they'd always wait for the boys to kind of walk away, and they'd like come up to me. I'd be packing up my stuff, and then they'd just come and make a snide comment. I just had enough of it, and then I said to the boys in the hotel room, I was like, I want to write like a really heavy song about this experience of being a woman in industry. And every time I play it, it's just so much fun, because I'm just like running around stage with my microphone. I put my guitar down for it, and I love it, and it's just such a good way to kind of channel that anger. It's crazy how different people are like kind of relating to the song, even though for me it's about sound engineers, it can be about anyone to anybody else. So I love that side to music as well. Like, you can write a song about your own personal experience and someone else can pick it up and relate to it as well.
Do you think things have got better since then? Have you
Massively. I think because this year we've kind of not came out our shell, but we've become more confident as a three-piece, and I think we're all like 100% committed, and we know that. And so when we do turn up to festivals and venues, like I am a lot more confident. I think maybe before they'd see the boys first and like say hello to the boys, and it'd be like me shy in the background, but now I'm the one going in first and introducing myself, and I think that kind of just establishes like the boundary of like, you can't walk all over me because I will say something. But no, it's the confidence levels now. I'm not a diva, but I know my place basically.
And if you want to check out Swim School, they are playing dates right across the UK and here in Scotland for the next couple of months.